Hey everyone, it's Kevin with Divinely Designed. Hey everyone. And today, this is probably going to be a short video. I thought I would do a shaving soap. I haven't done one in a while, and I wanted to try a new recipe. This is a small batch, and it's using all hard oils, and it has the addition of lanolin. Now, lanolin is a product from sheep, and it's actually, I guess, the oily coating on their wool. To obtain it after they shear the sheep, they actually boil the wool, and I think the oil sort of rises to the top. So this is what lanolin is. Mine's from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and you can see it's sort of got the consistency of peanut butter, and I will say that the one I think negative about it is there are some people who say they have a sensitivity to it, but otherwise it imparts just a wonderful, like, moisturizing, protective quality to the skin. Now there's a sort of a well-known, or relatively, I guess, well-known shaving soap out there called wool fat shaving soap, and so this is kind of my homage to that. And I also added some vitamin E in here to make it good. But okay, let's go over the recipe. So this, in my bowl here, I have 150 grams of mango butter, 125 grams of beef tallow, 100 grams of stearic acid, 50 grams of kokum butter, 50 grams of coconut oil 76 degree, and 25 grams of lanolin. Now, the stearic acid requires a really high temp, so my oils are very, very hot right now. They're right around 150. And my lye, since this is a shaving soap, this is a combination of stearic acid and potassium. I'm sorry, oh my goodness, of sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. And that's relatively warm right now too, around 120-ish. Okay. In my lye water, I have 170 grams of water and 20 grams of glycerin. My additives, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of sodium lactate and 15 grams of vitamin E. And I'm actually going to add that to my lye water right now. And I'm also going to add my fragrance right now, which is 31 grams of bay rum from Brambleberry. That smells good. Okay, for the lyes themselves, I have 27 grams of sodium hydroxide and 62 grams of potassium hydroxide. That is a 60% potassium and 40% sodium hydroxide split. And I have another video in my shaving soap series that talks about how to actually calculate that. So if you're interested, go check out the shaving soap playlist on my channel. And I actually walk through how to do the calculations. Okay? The reason I put everything in here right now is I know this is going to speed up pretty quickly, so I'm just going to try and pour it once and mix it and go from there. The mold I'm using is a PVC pipe. This is a 3-inch diameter pipe that I have lined with some acetate. Now, there are lots of people who say that you don't need a liner at all, that you can get it right out of here. I always have trouble. I've frozen them. It doesn't matter what my recipe is, I always have trouble getting them out. So I find lining it with this acetate works really well. It gives you a very smooth side. The bottom actually has, there's a plastic cap that you can buy along with the PVC pipe that fits on it, so it's totally solid at the bottom. Before I put the cap on, I have a piece of saran wrap. So I put the piece of saran wrap on, then the plastic cap on, then I cover everything with press and seal, which is a little bit sticky, and then I wrap the whole thing with Scotch tape so it's nice and tight so I know it's not going to come out. Okay? Alright, I think that is it. I expect this to thicken up very quickly. Oh, you know what? I want to add some titanium dioxide too. So I think I'm going to put that in my lye water too. And just mix everything up there first. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so as you can see, it got, thick right away. That's mostly because of the stearic acid, I think. I'm gonna manually stir this and then use the stick blender one more time, I think, here, just so I can get everything nice and smooth. Make sure I get lumps out. Now, you can hot process this. I'm not a huge fan of hot process, so I try to do things cold process when I can. I'm just not a huge fan of breaking out the crock pot and doing all that stuff, so. But yes, you could hot process this. Oh goodness, making a mess all over. Okay, give this just another little quick blend here. Okay, I think that's good. And so now, I know it's very thick, so I'm just going to take it, I'm going to sort of put some in there, tap it down, and just keep doing that. Okay, that is really it. This is just a test batch, kind of with a new recipe, including lanolin and vitamin E. And that's it for the making of it. I'm going to try and smooth this out here just a little bit. I'm a little lumpy on top. But this end piece will be kind of lumpy. Okay. Alright, so that's it right now. And stay tuned after the break, should be the unmolding. Okay everyone, let's do the unmolding. And okay. Alright. It just needs a little push to get started there. And then it should come out pretty easy. There we go. It's a little hard to get a grip on because it's slippery. Okay. Now the one thing, because it sped up and got thick so fast, you can kind of see it, you know, it has a little bit of a rough appearance. Ooh, it smells good. Ooh, it cut beautifully though. So, not bad. Okay. I'm going to let this cure for, at least a week or two, and then I guess I'll try to do a test video, like with sudsing it up. Bay rum smells so good. Okay, so stick around for the testing. Okay, here we are testing the soap. I have my, this soap that I just made is about a week old, and I wanted to do a comparison. So this is my normal soap, or the recipe I've been using for years now. So I've been using the soap that this is not the soap that I just made, but I've been using the soap I just made for about a week. I will say, I think it's a good soap. It does not, gosh, it makes a nice lather, but it has less, I don't know, sticking power. I'm not really sure how to describe it, than my normal soap here. So let me just get a nice lather with this brush. Okay, so I mean, you can see my normal soap, nice lather, very stable, and it goes on. I usually do what's called face loading, so I shave in the shower, and I usually put the brush directly to my skin, my face, and sort of put the shaving soap on like that. So it makes a nice thick cream for shaving. Okay, so that's my normal one. And here's the one I just made. I usually let a little water on top of the soap first before I soap it up, and then I sort of just pour out the excess. My brush I get really wet and then shake it, not to get all of the water out, but to sort of get the majority of it out. Now, you know, shaving soaps are a cream soap, basically. I mean, a cream soap is a combination of potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. And there are cream soaps that people make that are like, they're like marshmallow fluff. I mean, they have that kind of consistency. This is obviously a very hard puck, but in essence, it is still a cream soap. Now, the one thing I have been wondering about is, you know, a lot of people will take cream soaps and let them sit for months. They usually call that rotting or curing to improve them. And I think my shaving soaps that I have, which some of them I have for months, you know, before I use, my shaving pucks tend to last a really long time. I think they improve with age. So the one that I used before, my normal one, that puck is probably, oh, it might be a year old actually. And this one's only a week old, obviously. So, okay, so the foam's a little bit less here, but it's still very stable. And again, if I apply it directly to my skin, it works very well. I mean, it gives me a nice, thick lather. I think it works just as well as my normal recipe. This one, again, sort of has lanolin, vitamin E, and glycerin in it. Now, I've used it for the last week, and in fact, the past 2 days, I've shaved half of my face with this and half of my face with my original recipe. And I don't really notice any difference, I will tell you. But this feels lovely. I bet you if you're going to notice a difference, it would be sort of over the long haul. If you're using, you know, the soap with lanolin and glycerin and vitamin E, I would say if you use that for a long time, you might notice a little bit of a difference. But I can't really tell any difference in terms of the quality of the shave. I think the foam on this one is a little bit lighter, not quite as thick, but it still gives a nice slip to it while you're shaving. So the experience while you're shaving is very similar, and afterwards the face feel is very similar as well. So I think it turned out to be a very nice soap. I'm just going to continue to use it over the next few months and see how it goes, see if it sort of makes my skin feel any different than my normal shaving recipe. But I am curious if shaving soaps sort of improve with age the way that a lot of soap makers say a cream soap does. And I wonder what the mechanism there is. It really shouldn't be the pH changing at all, because that should all happen within the first 48 hours or so, or thereabouts. But so I'm curious if cream soaps that are sort of that marshmallow fluff consistency, I've never made one of those. So if you've made one of those, why don't you comment down below if you find that they improve after several months, not like a week or two, but like after you've kept them for a long time, and let me know what your impressions are of them changing over time. So, okay, that's it here at Divinely Designed. If you like this video, click on that thumbs up button, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, click that subscribe button. Check back here for more soapy and crafty videos. Everybody have a great day. Bye now.